What's going on, everyone? So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys some sick Monarch combos for the Domain Kaiju Monarch deck for 2018. And as a disclaimer, a lot of these combos, I'm going to let you guys know off back. If you guys are Monarch veterans, you guys are definitely should know these combos off the top of your head. But for you guys that have not played the deck for a while and need a refresher, and for you guys that saw my deck profile and liked it and wanted a follow-up to the profile, to learn how to do these good combos and show you guys why this deck is pretty solid, this video is definitely for you. All right, guys, let's get into it. Without further ado, let's begin. All right, guys, so welcome to my OTK for the Domain Monarchs for 2018. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. If you guys haven't liked the video already, like it to support the channel. Share the video and leave me a comment in the comment section down below talking about the OTK and how we can further make different OTKs with this deck for the near future. So for this setup, you're gonna pretty much need 3 cards: a Return of Monarchs, a monster for tribute. It could be literally any tribute summon monster in the deck. For this combo, I'm just gonna demonstrate using Erebus of the Underworld Monarch and 1-for-1. Now the thing about the Monarch deck, the main way it can OTK is through 1-for-1, which is why 1-for-1 is at 1. If this card ever comes to 2 to 3, I can definitely see this deck being higher in playability. So yeah, outside of 1-for-1, you can also utilize this combo mid to late game with cards like Monster Reborn as well. So to start the combo, activate your 1-for-1. Let's just say, for example, we have another monster in our hand, because 1-for-1 does require you to send a monster from your hand as cost. So you definitely would need 4 cards in your hand to complete this combo. But most of the time, you're going to have a payment to pay for 1-for-1. Let's say you have 1-for-1 in your hand, your opponent has an open board. You pay your 1-for-1 cost and to bring out your idea and idols in the deck. Idea hits the field, special summons to special summon out your idols. Now, a lot of people don't know, for you guys that are new to Monarchs, idols effect pretty much reads: if this card is normal or special summon during your main phase this turn, you can tribute summon 1 monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only use this effect once per turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 monster, 800 attack and 1000 defense in your graveyard, except Eidos the Squire, specimen in the defense position. Also, you can also summon monsters from the extra deck and etc. So, pretty much, once you bring them out with 1-for-1, right, he's gonna allow you to get an additional normal summon in addition to your regular normal summon. So, you're going to play a Return from the Monarchs after you resolve your 1-for-1, so you can search through your deck for your next Monarch you're going to use for the combo. And now you're just going to go off. You're going to tribute summon both for your Erebus. Activate your Erebus effect to eat a card out of your opponent's hand and or field. So the reason why I pick Erebus for the combo, so let's say your opponent does have an opposing monster or they set one face down. Erebus doesn't discriminate, baby. He just targets a monster in the field, or he targets a card in general at random and just shuffle into the deck. So whether they're trying to chump block with a guy face down or a guy face up, Erebus can hit it. He also hits cards like the Cosmo cards that cannot be targeted. So you use your Erebus, chain Return. So you can use your Return effect because you chained it to add your Ether, the Heavenly Monarch, from your deck to the hand. Now, pre-ban list, pre-Ether getting limited, this card was too good in combo with Return. It was OTKs for days because this effect wasn't once per turn, so you can tribute for Ether, and just OTK very easily. And this combo is going to be a little bit more difficult. So you're going to add your Ether, use your Erebus to send your Prime Monarch to the graveyard alongside your Pantheism of Monarchs. So as you guys can see, who are veterans of the deck, you pretty much are in a good position for the OTK. Now what you're going to do, you're going to banish your Pantheism to search your deck for 3 Tenacity of the Monarchs. Now the reason why you search for Tenacity of the Monarch is to have fuel in your graveyard for your Prime Monarch. And of course, there's different ways to finish this combo off, but to simplify it, I'm just going to reveal 3 Tenacities. Your opponent is forced to give you a Tenacity. You're going to play your Tenacity, reveal your Ether for Tenacity's effect, because Tenacity pretty much reads: reveal 1 monster in your hand with 2400 attack and 1000 defense, or 2800 attack and 1000 defense. Add 1 Monarch spell and trap card from your deck to your hand. You can only use Tenacity once per turn. So you're mainly going to use Tenacity just to fuel the graveyard for Prime Monarch. You can go ahead and grab yourself a Domain of the True Monarchs. You're going to activate your Domain's first ability to reduce the levels of your Ether in your hand by 2, bringing them from a level 8 monster to a level 6 monster. Now you're going to activate your Prime Monarch in the graveyard to manage your tenacity, the special summon itself. And since you reduce Ether to Heavenly Monarch by 1, and you do have an additional normal summon and or tribute summon, you're going to go ahead and tribute summon out your Ether. And right now, Ether's at 6. You're going to use Ether's ability to bring out another Erebus from your deck to the field, and you have 2,400 damage on board with a Domain of the Monarch. So let's say, for example, you were playing Upstart Goblin in the deck and you couldn't OTK your opponent. Well, you just hit the guy for 8,400. They got 600 left, and you have Domain locking them out of the deck. This is very good, very powerful. Next up, I'm going to show you guys a few more intricate combos with the Monarch deck that can get you guys out of sticky situations. Alright guys, for the next combo, I'm going to go ahead and show you a quick little hand control combo. Now, I've did show this combo on my channel before, but with that being said, the deck is kind of dated, so I wanted to re-up you guys on the combos. So once again, you're definitely going to need a 1-for-1 in your hand with a combination of your Return of the Monarchs. And honestly, at this point, all you really need is Erebus, because Erebus is the main piece of your deck. You're going to play your 1-for-1, pitch the monster out of your hand. Let's say you pitch Mithra to bring out your Idea and Autos. And then at this point, it's pretty much common sense on what you're going to do. You're going to play a return. You're going to go ahead and tribute your Erebus. And you're going to eat a card out your opponent's hand and send Prime and Pantheism from your deck to the graveyard. You're going to go ahead and activate Return to grab you another Erebus from your deck to the field. From your deck to your hand. Now, at this point, you're going to go ahead and banish your Pantheism to add a 3 tenacity, well, reveal 3 tenacities. Your opponent's going to add 1 from your deck and get it to your hand, and you shuffle the rest back. You're going to play your tenacity to fuel your Prime Monarch, and you're going to go ahead and grab your Domain of the True Monarchs. So at this point, you're just going to go play your Domain, reveal your Erebus. You're going to banish for your Prime Monarch, tribute again for another Erebus, because you did do the 1-for-1 play where you get the extra summon. And you're going to end your first turn field really sick of 2 Erebuses on the board with a return. It's going to allow you to go ahead and search. Can you use one turn more than once? Okay, you're going to use search 1 time. That's too good if you can search more than once. But ultimately, you got another Idea and Autos for the following turn. You started your opponent off with 3 cards instead of 5, and you're locking them out of their extra deck. And 9 times out of 10, if you do this on your opponent, it's a good game. Once again, another reason why 1-for-1 needs to stay banned. And like I said, you can do these combos mid to late game. If you do run Soul Charge in your deck, and or if you rip a Monster Reborn and you somehow happen to have 2 Erebuses in your hand, or a way to get 2 Erebus, because it's an easy way to go ahead and span a board with these so you can get your normal summons and then go ahead and wipe the opponent's field, and or what you have to do for a set matchup. Which is the reason why I think this is a solid budget deck and a solid tech choice meta call deck for today's meta. Alrighty, so let's say for this next combo, you're playing in the Lair of Darkness structure deck format. Your opponent flips up Master Restrict on you. Everyone knows Master Restrict says your white is face up, neither player contribute cards. Well, in Domain Monarchs, that's not really an issue, especially if you open up a Domain and a Monarch in your hand. Reason being, Domain Monarch, the Monarch specifically states that while you have no cards in your extra that you can play it on the field. Try to let that focus really fast. And you don't use the tribute summon monsters. If a tribute summon monster you control attacks on a monster, it gains 800 attack during damage calculation only. Once per turn, you can reduce the level of 1 monster with 2800 attack and 1000 defense in your hand by 2 levels into the end of this turn, even after they are summoned to the field, even if this card leaves the field. So, if your opponent has a way to stop you from tribute summoning out monsters, no matter what way that is, even if you guys watch this in the future and Konami makes a new way to do that, all you have to do is play your Domain, reveal your Monarch, reduce it to level 6, play another Domain, reveal your Monarch again, reduce it to level 4, and normal summon your Monarch. And you guys might be saying, Chris, how do you do that? Well, first Domain reduces by 2, bringing from 8 to 6. Second Domain reduces by 2, bringing from 6 to 4. Now you have a level 4 2800 beater to play with on the board if your opponent tries to play something crazy with you, like Master Restrict. It's a very cute combo to pull off, and it's very rarely going to happen in specific situations, but it's definitely something that can help you guys out in sticky situations. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about as well in this deck is how you can draw an insane amount of cards going first in this deck. So for that combo, you're going to definitely need your Return of the Monarchs. You're going to definitely need 1-for-1. And you're going to definitely need your Ether. So let's say you play your 1-for-1, you have your cost, you pay your cost for your Erebus, you bring out your Idea and your Idols, and you're going to get your extra normal summon. So what you're going to go ahead and do, you're going to tribute for your Ether, the Heavenly Monarch, send those guys to the graveyard, use your Ether's effect to send Prime and Pantheism to the graveyard. And with that being said, you're going to go ahead and search your deck for a Karaz, the Light Monarch. Now, if you guys did not remember, Karaz has an ability that states when he's normal or special summon, you can destroy up to 2 cards on the field. For each card destroyed, that card's controller draws 1 card. You can't attack the turn when you summon him. So essentially, if you have a brick hand and your hand is trashed first turn, or even mid game, if you just want to draw some extra cards, you can bring them out, pop. It's going to allow you to draw 2 cards. So you can go ahead and do that, pop, draw 2 cards. And remember, you're going to have Return's ability to allow you to search out another Karaz. So once you tribute out for your Ether, you're going to add another Karaz to your hand. Now, while your Prime's in your graveyard, you can literally banish out your Return of the Monarchs for your Prime Monarch. You can tribute out Karaz for your Prime Monarch. You can pop 1 Karaz, pop the second Karaz, draw 2 more cards. And or you can keep this Karaz on board. You can banish your Idols to special summon your Idea. Idea won't get its effect to special summon from the deck, but you'll still get another pop on board, which is very good, very powerful. You're going to drop the 4 cards with this play. And it can even get more insane if you decide to pop, let's say, for example, your other Karaz on the board. And let's say you have a Soul Charge or a Monster Reborn on the build. You can Monster Reborn back your Karaz and use his effect again to pop himself, pop the other Karaz, and draw 2 more cards, officially netting you 6 cards for that entire turn. Very good, very powerful. Now, the last thing I want to talk about when it comes down to Monarch combos, because this deck is dated, honestly speaking, and I know a lot of people aren't really looking for Monarch combos, but it's still something cool to talk about. The reason why I run the domain engine is the white board, but also the reason why I run the Kaiju engine is the white boards, but also the Kaiju engine is for good for bringing out their beefy monsters, which you're gonna bring out your Thunder King, and you're gonna wipe the board and bring out your opponent's Gamma Seal. If for any specific situation you have a board you can't handle, you can bring this beefy guy out. And let's say, for example, your opponent, you did have the Idea after you enter Kaiju Sunbird, and you have an Erebus in your hand, you can Idea, bring out Eidos, true both, send your Kaiju back to the deck, and just smack your opponent for 6,100, which is 9 times out of 10, if it's mid to late game, it's going to be GG no re. So with all that being said, guys, post your thoughts and opinions about this video in the comment section down below. I just wanted to re-up on you guys with some Monarch combos and what you guys can do for the current format. And if you guys haven't watched my Monarch deck profile, definitely check it out. This deck played really well at locals, and it helped rival stomp a lot of different decks. And I'm not going to lie, it was mainly due to Majesty's Fiend floodgating out the meta. So with all that being said, man, this is Innovation YGL, and I'm signing out. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace.